20 unexplainable moments caught on Google Street View. Google Street View, the tool that allows users to engage in a three-dimensional panoramic view of areas across the world, was launched in 2007 in only a few cities. A little more than a decade later, and the program has expanded to encompass the majority of the globe. It's a seriously useful application. That is, unless you find yourself immortalized by its cameras. These bizarre scenes were all unwittingly captured by Street View, and they're more than a little unsettling. There are so many things that are not okay about this seriously chilling picture. Namely, the highly threatening bird people lined up in 2 rows, seemingly ready to pounce. We have no idea what led to this scenario, but one thing's for sure, they're waiting and watching. Okay, so we've come to the conclusion that menacing figure standing around guarding the bike is likely a statue rather than a real person. Still though, we're pretty sure no petty thief would even consider coming near this. So maybe not everybody would be viscerally unsettled by the sight of a larger-than-life Chuck E. Cheese drawing a vehicle around town and hanging his head out of the window to wave, but we certainly are. This guy clearly isn't having the best time shopping. In fact, it looks like he took a break from the activity entirely in order to strike a pose, call for assistance. Maybe he's indulging in a nice stretch? Santa's looking a little down and out there, but can you really blame him? He's standing in the middle of a desolate road with nothing around him but telephone poles and trash. He's even missing his signature hat. Now, Kermit the Frog isn't usually the most terrifying of creatures, but he does look pretty out of place in this urban setting. Also, what's he doing creeping behind a pole like that? Does he want friends or is he trying to terrorize people? Horses undoubtedly need just as much exercise as the rest of us, but something about this steed in particular just seems off. Maybe it's the fact that he's dressed as a human and walking upright. Don't worry kids, this isn't a real monster per se, just an unhinged person who gathered as much seaweed as they could, covered their entire body in it, and decided to run through the town scaring unsuspecting residents. No big deal. This little alien guy isn't trying to harm anyone. He's just sitting there catching some much-needed rays. Plus, he had some sweet tie-dye action going on. Just beware, if you do decide to stroll along this path, you might run into some ethereal beings. Oops, this motorcyclist looks like he's in serious trouble, as he's veering so hard to the left he's nearly vertical. We don't even want to know what happened mere seconds after this photo was shot. Hopefully the Google man stepped in to help out. Now this one isn't quite as bad as it initially appears. Yes, there is a body lying horizontally in the back of this pickup, but thankfully he's still alive. Rather than covering up a murder, these people are merely giving their sleepy friend a ride. We have a lot to owe to the scientific community in terms of medical and technological advancements, but these 2 lab-coated men seem to be up to something nefarious. Just look at the way they're whispering and scheming together. This man looks nothing less than frantic, running down the street and waving his arms exasperately. Is he being chased? Chasing someone else? It's impossible to say. A lot of the things on this list feature unsettling masks of some sort, but this one very well might take the cake for the most egregiously scary. We've got a werewolf in there and a couple of ghouls maybe? Definitely up to no good. Nothing wrong with tossing out a few mannequins you no longer need, but come on, seriously? This sick pile of mangled bodies is enough to scare the living daylights out of any man, woman, or child. Did this guy come to warn us about a future where everyone has to wear not only masks but gas masks outside the house? Even in the middle of the forest? Either that or he's just preparing big time. Either something in the fabric of the universe is experiencing a technological hiccup of some kind, or it's just the cameras messing up. We kinda hope it's the former, cause this guy being in 2 places at once would be a pretty cool phenomenon. Concerned, eagle-eyed viewers noticed this long red streak going down towards the end of a dock and immediately reported it, thinking it could be evidence of a murder. Luckily, it was just a wet streak made by a dog. Everything's fine. This infant was captured crawling along in front of what appears to be a Gucci store, completely unattended. If anyone recognizes this baby, please come pick him up, because he doesn't look like he'd be too great at fending for himself. In the middle of the Nevada desert, there's a giant target for some reason. If we're ever under the threat of nuclear attack, that's definitely one place not to stand. At first glance, this image looks like it could be a wholesome photograph of children playing together with their puppy. However, when you look a little closer, you can see that one boy's wearing a monstrous mask. Wolf, werewolf, we don't know. It's definitely eerie though.